I'm Robert Colvin. I've been here with West, I think 12, 13 years now. Started in the field and I've been in the shop for the last 7 years. A regular day varies depending on, we usually have general maintenance going on all of our equipment at any given time. The shop's addressed before every job as far as if the equipment's ready or not, and is part of what they do when they supply equipment to each particular job. So every job we're more or less involved with it. So if they want to get something prepped, or if it's on our down list, if the equipment's down and we can't get it to them, they'll give us time frame to try to get it to them. And if not, get another piece of equipment heading that way. We set the guys up with attachments and everything that goes with them when they go to a specific job and how they set it up. Any needs that are mechanically needing or lacking, they usually delegate that from the front office on what they're needing, if they're having any breaks or problems with any of their previous equipment that they've used on previous jobs. So basically the flow of the equipment goes through our hands before it goes from one job to another versus just going from one job to the next. Without the equipment, they can't do their jobs. So basically whatever the needs are, safety is the first, most and highest priority. We won't send equipment out if it's unsafe to run, unsafe to man, or anything else. So that's our first line of what we cover. And then specific needs, depending on what it is, we also supply the field guys with certain tools and fluids and stuff to maintain their jobs and equipment. And so it all kind of just works together as depending on what their need is, and every job is different. So it's basically we set up the field to get set for what they've got to do. Well, we've gone to a digital track format with that Equipment 360 as far as covering our equipment better communication from the front and back as far as what's down, what needs done, how it needs done. Because you know how that goes when you say something to someone and says something, well, then by the time it gets to you, it's changed 15 different times. Our fleet is definitely substantial between mills, pavers, buggies, skid steers, attachments, and then you go into motor vehicles as well as tractor trailers, pickups, truck and trailers, dump trucks. So it's very diverse. We do have our mechanics are, quote, specialty to a certain extent, but we all have our hand in each other's deal too. Everyone's just kind of got their own specialty as far as our senior mechanics. The newer mechanics we have in here, they've come in as truck mechanics, but we filter the work down towards them as far as everyone having their own specialty. Our two younger mechanics that have come in, they're more rounded for the simple fact of they'll gain from us is what we pour into them. The technology's definitely changed with electronics. Mechanically, it's pretty much the same, but the way they track stuff, the way computers let you into engines, and everything's digital and electronic. Even the way you operate equipment has changed because they've had to change it so it's electronically run. As being in the shop, as this changes, we've got to change with it. At the end of the day, it all affects the client and how we're able to bid and price things. And in order to have an efficient crew, you have to have efficient equipment. And if you can't rely on the equipment, then the cost goes into that. So if we can make our equipment efficient and reliable, as well as our work, everything ties to each other. Just like the way the crew work. If something's lacking somewhere, then everyone has to absorb the brunt of it. So we all have to play our parts in order to be as efficient as possible.